Okay, RGBs. So in this case, I'm not going to go over every single option with RGBs because it's going to be too much work. So this setup here is your widely spaced LEDs with your lightly diffused internal lens and a clear external lens. Okay, so this is ghost lighting app that I have running here with their controller. At this point, I have it set up as a DRL. So I have it connected to the, they unfortunately don't have a DRL connector, but I'm using parking lights. Okay, so parking lights are your plain white light over here. You can actually change what light you want for your parking lights to be. You can have them to be red. But obviously for your DRL function, you know, it should be legal. You want to keep it white. And they do have a turn signal connector over there. So while this is in your DRL mode right now, I can give the churning signal power and you're gonna get a churning signal. Okay, there it is. So this is a fast wave. So I'm going to do is slow it down. Okay, so I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. And you can see the wave is a little bit slower now. So this is your sequential blinker with DRLs. Now, this has few options for turn signals. So this one is a wave. I'm gonna turn to basic. Okay, so this is just regular, and it goes back to white. Solid bar. There's a let's try a bubble. Okay, so there's a bubble. Okay, let's try sequence. This is similar to wave. There's a rollout. Bounce. Let's see. I think those are only options I see. There's bubble again. Can turn down the intensity. Okay, so that's a bubble with less intensity, with more intensity. So let's try something else with less intensity. So here's bounce. And here's rollout. And I don't know, wave. So there's speed and there's intensity. And of course, color. So you don't have to have your turn signal to be orange. You can make it red. Okay, you can make it blue. Obviously, all those options will be illegal. For your daytime driving, you'd want to have an orange and white for your DRL option. Let's see, so there's different color. Let's see. Maybe green. Let's see, get greener green. There it is. Okay, so let's get it back to orange. What else? So this RGB controller has reverse lights as well. If you wanted to connect some RGBs to your taillights, I mean not your taillights, but your reverse LED over the license plate. And they have some other options for additional functionality. That's something you can explore. There's also a show mode. So there's quite a few options here. I don't really understand all of them yet. I've only just gotten this recently. But there's quite a few options here you can play with for your LED strips. You do have a show mode that you can activate. Obviously this will be illegal for street driving for you, but for your shows this is perfectly fine. And you know, there are different options here. There's Interstellar, there's Dreammaker. Power Surge. Okay, so there's plenty of different options just to play around with. Okay, and then back to your regular setup, and I can activate the blinker again. There's your blinker. And then I think a wave is a sequential type. Okay, so that's wave. I think sequence, maybe the sequential one. Yeah. Okay. So that is for the widely spaced LED strips. Okay, so this one is your tightly spaced LED strip with a white internal lens, so there's more diffusion happening, so you can see less of the individual LEDs. So let's see. So here are some options for different shows. Okay, and blinking would work the same way. I think I did disconnect my blinking by mistake here. Let's take a look. Okay, so we're back to DRL mode on the tightly spaced LED strip. And then you can put it back on the show mode. Can't quite see my phone there, there we go. Okay, so you can turn off the show mode, put on the show mode. Usually when you turn off away from the show mode, I believe it terminates, or maybe with a blinker it will terminate. No, I guess not. Okay, so you can turn off the show mode, it goes back to the DRL function. Okay, and then where's my blinker cable? There's my blinker cable. Okay, and here's a blinker. Alright, so I think the way there isn't something, let's see. I think this may be because of intensity here. Yeah. So this is because of intensity settings. So now we can switch to something else and see it switch to bubble blinking. Okay, and we can give it more speed. Okay, so there's your fast bubble blinking and then more intensity. Let's see, less intensity. Okay, so we'll just keep it at medium maybe and try roll out. A little bit less speed. Let's see, bounce. Let's see if we can get the color to be more red. Okay, it's more red, too much red. Okay, that's just weird. So there's a lot of color options. You can pick something that looks more or less orange. Okay, and that is it on RGB options.